Now let's look at the case when the train has to pass a pole or say a standing man. So the train passed the man or the pole. So in passing this pole, this is the point where the train is about to pass the pole. Say length of the train is LT and length of the pole is LP. So now once it crosses this pole, the distance it has covered is LT plus this LP. It has covered this distance also. Now this length of the pole, this distance is very small in comparison to the length of the train. Hence we can ignore this distance. What we say is that when a train has to cross a pole or a man, the distance it actually covers is nothing but the distance of the train only. That is the length of the train only. So the distance that this train covers to cross this pole is nothing but the length of the train itself. So now, can you solve this question? A train is running at the speed of 72 kilometers per hour and it crosses a pole in 6 seconds. What we are interested is in finding the length of the train. So how do we find the length of the train? Now we know when a train crosses a pole, the distance it covers is actually equal to the length of the train. So we know that the length of the train would be equal to the distance covered. So what we need to find is the length of the train. That implies we need to find the distance. And we know how to find the distance. Distance is nothing but speed into time. So we can find it easily now. We know the speed, we know the time. So speed, let's say is denoted by S, is 72 kilometers per hour. And time is given as 6 seconds. Now since the units are not the same, what I'll do is I'll convert the speed from kilometers per hour into meters per second. So this would be equal to 72 into 5 by 18 meters per second. So, which gives me 20 meters per second. So I get the speed as 20 meters per second. The time is 6 seconds. Now I can find the distance. So distance D would be equal to speed, which is 20 meters per second, into time, which is 6 seconds. So we get distance as 120 meters. So the distance covered is 120 meters. So length of the train would be equal to the distance covered. Hence length of the train would be equal to 120 meters. So we've seen a train crossing a pole or a stationary man. Now let's look at a train which is crossing a tunnel. So to cross this tunnel, let's say the length of the tunnel is L2 and the length of the train is L1. Now if the train crosses this tunnel, so this is the point where it is just about to enter the tunnel and it comes out from this side. So it enters the tunnel and comes out. Length of the train L1, length of the tunnel L2. So to cross this tunnel, it had to move, it had to come out of this tunnel to completely cross this tunnel. So the distance it has actually traveled from moving from here to this point when it is completely out of the tunnel is this distance, which is nothing but L2 and L1. So it is L2 plus L1. So what we see is that when a train crosses a tunnel, the distance covered is nothing but length of the train plus length of the tunnel. Now this holds true for a bridge also. So even if it has to cross a bridge, the distance covered would be equal to length of the train plus length of the bridge. So now can you solve this question? What would be the length of the bridge which a train which is 150 meters long and traveling at 72 kilometers per hour can cross in 20 seconds? What I want to find is length of the bridge. So we know that distance covered is nothing but length of the train plus length of the bridge. Now I know the length of the train, which is 150 meters. I want to find the length of bridge. So I need to find the distance covered for that. So we need to find the distance. And distance can be found by speed into time. So the speed we know the speed of the train, which is 72 kilometers per hour. We know the time that it takes, which is 20 seconds. So speed, let's say S, is given as 72 kilometers per hour. But the time is given in seconds. So what I do is I convert this into meters per second. So this would be equal to 72 into 5 by 18. Since I am converting kilometers per hour to meters per second, smaller number on the top, 5 by 18 meters per second, which is equal to 20 meters per second. So distance is speed into time. Speed is 20 meters per second and time is given to me as 20 seconds. So I can write distance D as speed, which is 20 meters per second, into time, which is 20 seconds. So this I get as 400 meters. That is, the distance of the train comes out to be 400 meters. Now distance covered we've got, which is 400 meters. We need to find the length of the bridge. So distance covered is 400 meters, which is equal to length of the train plus length of the bridge. So this is 400 meters, which is equal to length of the train is also known to us, which is 150 meters, plus length of the bridge, which we want to find. So length of the bridge, let's say LB, length of the bridge would be equal to 400 minus 150. Which is equal to 250 meters. So we found the length of the bridge. We wanted to find the length of the bridge, and length of the bridge is equal to 250 meters. So that's how you can use this to find the length of the bridge. Now let's solve this question. We know that a train is running at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour. The train is 495 meters long. And there's a man who is running on the ground at the speed of 6 kilometers per hour. Now, how long will the train take to actually pass this man when both of them are running in same direction, and second, when both of them are running in opposite directions? Now, as soon as you get two objects moving in the same or opposite directions, the first thing that should strike is relative speed. So let's first concentrate in this case, which is same direction. So let's look at this video where both of them are running in the same direction. So relative speed would be, because both of them were running in the same direction, relative speed is nothing but difference of speeds. So relative speed would be difference of speeds, which is 60 and 6. So 60 minus 6, which is 54 kilometers per hour. So I've got relative speed, which is 54 kilometers per hour. Now the train had to cross the man. We've already seen that when you want to cross a pole or a man, the distance covered is nothing but the length of the train only, because the distance covered, actually the length or width of the man would be negligible in front of the length of the train. Hence, the distance covered would be equal to length of the train only. We know length of the train is 495 meters. So that is the distance covered. Therefore, distance would be 495 meters. Now what we have is relative speed, which is 54, difference of speeds. We have the distance, which is 495, the length of the train only, because it's crossing a man. What I need to find is how long will the train take? That is the time. So, distance divided by speed gives me time, but the units have to be the same. Here I have kilometers per hour and here I have meters. So what I'll do is, I'll convert this into meters per second. So 54 kilometers per hour would be equal to 54 into 5 by 18 meters per second. This gives me 15 meters per second. So I get relative speed as 15 meters per second and distance is 495 meters. Now I can easily apply the formula, which is time is distance by speed. So time would be distance, which is 495 meters, divided by speed, which is 15. So 15 into 33 gives me 495. So I get 33 seconds. Time as 33 seconds. That is, if they are moving in the same direction, both the man and the train, so both the man and train are moving in the same direction, the train would be able to cross that man in 33 seconds. Now let's look at the case when they are running in the opposite directions. Let's first see a video. So since they are running in opposite direction, we know the relative speed would be nothing but the sum of speeds. So train was running at 60, the man is running at 6 kilometers per hour. So the relative speed would be 60 plus 6 kilometers per hour, which gives me 66 kilometers per hour. So this is what I get, 66 kilometers per hour. Now the second thing is, when they're running in the opposite direction, we want to find the time taken by the train to pass the man. Now to pass the man, the distance that the train is covering is nothing but the length of the train only. So the distance covered is the length of the train itself. Therefore you can say that the distance would be 495 meters, because the train is 495 meters long. So I've got the distance and the relative speed. I need to find the time, which I can easily find by dividing the two. But before that, same units is important. So this is 66 kilometers per hour. I convert it into meters per second, which would be 66 into 5 by 18 meters per second. Now 6 11s are and 6 3s are. So this is 55 by 3 meters per second. So I get this 55 by 3 meters per second and distance is 495 meters. Now I need to find the time. So time is distance by speed, which is, time would be distance, which is 495 meters, and speed, which is 55 by 3. So this gives me 495 times 3 divided by 55 seconds. So dividing the 2 by 11, 11 5s are, 11 4s are, 4s are, 5s are. So I get 45 into 3 by 5. Further I can divide this by 5, 9. So I get 9 into 3, which is 27 seconds. That is, it would take 27 seconds to cross the man if the train and the man are running in the opposite direction. So they are running in the opposite directions. The train would take just 27 seconds to cross the man. So what you need to remember is that when a train is crossing a pole or a man, the distance covered is nothing but the length of the train, that is when it is crossing an object which is of negligible length, then you can consider that the distance which it is covering is nothing but equal to its length only. Now when a train is passing a bridge, a platform or a tunnel, then the distance covered is length of the train plus length of the bridge, platform or tunnel. The third case is when two trains are traveling whether in the same direction or in the opposite directions, the distance that they take to cross each other would be equal to sum of lengths of both the trains. So these are the three important cases, remember them.